Hello everybody, my name is Lega Mingkwai. Today we're going to be talking about how to manage information technology. So last lesson we talked about IT, right? And so we all know that IT is a very important thing in every single business. The bigger your business is, the more important IT is. And so with the workflow of these days, and so people are always on the need of rushing up. IT is extremely important with how fast-paced and how accurate it is. But with the large amount of information that IT could hold, we would really want to protect information, right? Because although IT is effective, it is a lot of data. And so if you are trusting enough to put your data into IT, then there's going to be a lot of chances that your information could get stolen, or it could get leaked, or even worse, get hacked. And so the what is so important about it is that we need to protect it, because it's not just our personal information, it is the company's whole information. We're going to be talking later on to what will happen if these informations are not protected. But today we're going to be talking about the very common way for us to be able to protect information, which is to set a strong password. Every device that you use will probably have a password. From my phone to my computer, my iPad, even my reading machine, my reading Kindle, I always put a password into it. Not that I have anything to hide. There's nothing for me to hide. What I want to actually mean after those passwords is that I want to protect my own information. What do I mean by that is that I do not want people to go into my phone and look at all of my pictures, because in my pictures, there's not anything dirty, but there's my personal pictures, there's my friends' pictures, there are some pictures of like my notes, things like that. I do not want anybody to see that. So does it happen with your business. You do not want your business rivals to be able to see your plan. You do not want your business enemies to be able to see your company's profit. You do not want people to go in and see what is your company's strategy, right? Because that is something that you worked hard for, and you do not want anybody to take that from you. And so that is the same thing that happens when it comes to using a strong password. You do not want anybody to get into that. So how do we actually set a strong password? The very three important characteristics of that is that first, it should be changed every 6 months or so. If you cannot, maybe 1 year, but 6 months is the recommended time. The more important the information is, the more frequently you would want the password to be changed. Because, for example, if you do not change the password, then if somebody accidentally gets your password, they're going to be able to guess every other thing, right? So you do not want them to get that into your device. And secondly is that every single device should have a different password. What am I saying here is that it shouldn't be all different, but it should be something that is not guessable. So for example, this device of mine password is 123, another device should be 321, another should be something else. So it should not be the same. What is the meaning here? Because first, it should not be the same with the same letters, with the same meaning. It should not just be ordered with some uppercase or some additional numbers. It should be something different. Because when they were able to guess your first password, they're going to be able to guess the second and the others. And so you do not want to lose all of your information, right? It's better that you lose less rather than you lose all, right? And so secondly is that you need to be able to use strong symbols, use uppercase, lowercase, you use meanings that are, you use words that are hard to guess. So for example, if you're a person that easily forget your password, for example, my password is pizza. And so my phone password is pizza with all lowercase. So my other password should be pizza with the very first and last word to be uppercase, for example. That is way much more efficient. And lastly is do not use things that are too guessable. Do not use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do not use 888, 8 times 8. Or do not use things that are too guessable like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not use your birthday number. I know a lot of you guys use your birthday. I sometimes use my birthday too. But do some ordering to it, because people, they would be able to know, and that is so guessable, right? And also try to use password in forms of letters rather than drawings. And lastly, what is the consequences of not being able to protect our data? First, there comes to fraud. When people are able to take your information, they could use that for scams, they could send your numbers into different places, they could send your account into different places, and when they got your picture, they got your name, they got your hobbies, they got your phone number, they got your email, they could fake your identity. Your identity can be stolen, and then you could go on to debts that you never think that you would ever need, and you have to pay for that. And so that is not anything that you guys want, right? And about IT, if somebody get into your information, first you will lose all. You lose your strategy, you lose your workforce, you lose your plan, you lose your sales, everything. And secondly is that you lose, for example, if you work in a design company, you would lose the designs that you have. And so that is something so valuable, and yet you still lose it. And that's why it's so important that you are able to protect your information, right? Because even if it's just personal information or it is company's information, it is your responsibility to keep it a privacy. So with that being said, keep your information tight, clear to yourself, to only the people that should know that. And here are some of the tips to set a good password. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.